Okay, let's talk about some clothing and a few more pieces of gear. I want to start by, once you select your clothing, obviously you're going to need to put it in a sack of some sort to put down in your 72-hour kit. Two different types of bags. This is a cinch sack because it has straps that allow you to cinch it down and compress it. This is a stuff sack. A stuff sack only allows you to get the air out, roll it down as tight as you can, and stop it. But most of the dry bags, we'll call them, that will not allow water in, waterproof bags, are stuff sacks. I don't use a cinch sack much anymore at all. I usually, they've got some amazing, nice dry bags out now. This is just an REI dry sack here, but you're going to want to, of course, put all your stuff in it. Hey, I remember in the 80s we used trash bags to put our stuff in, Ziploc bags. You can still use those, but this is available out there. Nothing wrong with those at all. Let's start with our feet. I'm going to talk winter and summer now. If you know, hey, it's summer and I'm going, my options, my choices are going to be different than winter. And hopefully whatever crisis it is will be over before the seasons change too far. Summertime, I'm going with more modern tennis shoe comfort style boots. These are Salomon's. They feel like a tennis shoe almost, but they do give you some support. They're very durable, but it's a lighter shoe. I'm a leather guy. In winter, I go with all leather. This is a pair of Vask. I like these. I've got some of Solos, but they're a little stiff for me. They make phenomenal boots now with more choices than you know what to do with. The key is go try them on. Find a shoe that fits you well, that's comfortable to you, that you know if you had to wear them every day in tough terrain, you could do that. Maybe walking. We're going to our egress point and we run out of gas. There's been a run on gas. We're going to have to throw that 72-hour kit on our back now, and we're going to have to move out and try to meet at our point. That's not unrealistic, and I hope that the current situation has got the juices flowing in terms of people thinking this way. I'm not a doomsdayer at all. I like to be prepared, and I'm less stressed and I have less anxiety because I know I can take care of myself. I've got a plan and I've done what I can do to control the things that I can control. So that's our foot gear. Next, the socks. I like smart wool. I've got a lot of it. Let's just say merino wool. I don't care what brand you use, but I like it. It's very warm, but having different weights based on the season of those, they go into our stuff sack. And while I'm talking about wool, I'll go ahead and jump to outer garments. Look, I have flown with the doors off in the wintertime in Afghanistan at 10,000 feet when it was cold. And I've been just as cold on a damp, wet February night at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And I've tried just about every piece of gear out there, from synthetics to what, and I'll just tell you, the old natural standbys are unbeatable. And that's goose down and wool. Wool stays warm even when it's wet. It's hard to dry, but if you keep it on, keep it buttoned down, it'll stay warm with you. Wool and goose down are the warmest two things I've ever worn, and I've tried almost every synthetic out there. So I keep, a jacket and a vest. You might want a parka, like a ski jacket if you've got that. Put it in your 72-hour kit in the off season because you can get the rain, help with the rain and the wind with the Gore-Tex, especially if it's the wind stopper. And then a couple of layers of wool, various weights. You can get the smart wool tops now as well, so you can, layering is the key. So you can pull some off if you're getting hot, you're moving. You can put more on when you're in camp at night and you're getting ready to bed down for the night. Along those lines, a few multi-use tools. A scarf. Not only will they keep the wind out, keep you warm, dust protection as well. We can get it around our face to protect us from breathing sand and dust. It can be used as a tourniquet. It can be used as a brace for your arm, to isolate your arm. A good piece of equipment to have, and weighs nothing, goes down to near nothing like that. Wrap that up and put it away. Good little piece of equipment to have in your bag. headgear, some type of knit cap, you know, that you can cover, a beanie that you can cover your ears and everything up with. At night, you might want a sleep hat, because you know, this is one the Army issued. These are great little hats. They keep you warm, and here's the key to these. When you put your face down in your sleeping bag, you're breathing all that condensation, and it makes your bag damp. Okay, we want to keep the moisture out of our gear, so you can keep your face out here, stay nice and warm, and zip up to the neck there. So they make those in all different weights as well, so good options there. Gloves, I like a couple of pair of gloves. I like a wool pair of gloves, again, so if I'm wet, and I like ski gloves as well. If you need dexterity with your hands, you might want to consider a lightweight pair with the wind stopper. So that you get that wind stopper, it really makes a huge difference, but you can get them thin and light so that you can still do things using your fingers effectively. Piece of rain gear, you can get those Frog Tog 2 pieces. They're a little bit bulky, but you need a pair of tops and bottoms of some sort rain gear. Pretty straightforward there. So I think that covers from the feet up. You do want a hat of some sort for sun protection. I don't know what environment you may be out in. Arizona, you may be in New Mexico, California, and some places. So think about the environment where you're going to be and what type of gear you may need. I'll go on now to sleeping bags. You know, the options available now seasonally are just amazing. So I'm going on the Appalachian Trail for a week this summer, and I'm only taking a summer weight bag. So this bag is rated to 54 degrees. It's not going to get that cold at night. This thing weighs 1 pound 8 ounces, and it is tiny. So now we're saving space in our backpack, and we're saving weight. So this is a Marmot. I really like this bag. This is the British Special Forces bag that goes down. It's called a Softy Snug Pack. This one goes down to 41 degrees. It's a little bit more durable, but it's also small, light, and can be used in any pack you want, and save space as well. So a lot of options. Now, if I'm going in winter, I'm going goose down. Now, no doubt, the goose down bags, they're just so much warmer, and so I have those here at the house in my 72-hour kit. If it was wintertime, I'm going to change them out. If it's summertime, I've got my lightweights in there, and I've got my goose down sitting over here, open, not rolled up and compressed. We want those feathers to be able to breathe and stay fluffed when they're not in the bag with us. Thermarest, I've had these I've got one over here that I took to Bosnia with me in the 90s, and I've had it ever since. Still works, but it's big and bulky. Today, this is not a foam, this is an air, but it's got the multi-cellular system, so it'll allow you to distribute the air evenly in cells, so that you're not, you don't have a heavy spot, especially if you're a side sleeper. It'll get your hips a lot of times. This is the Neo Air Uber Light. Lots of options on these. If you go to REI, they have them all hung up. You can look at them, see the type you like, but you need some type of sleeping pad unless you're 12 years old. You can sleep on the ground then. A lot of different choices for tents. I have some 4-season tents. They tend to be heavier, but this is a 2-season tent. It is the Big Agnes that I really like their gear. This guy is just so small, so light. This is the Copper Spur HVU01, and it's a 2-man tent. I use it as a single, solo, and it weighs nothing. So you reduce a lot of weight by reducing tent weight. That was an item that used to be really heavy for us. So getting, if you say, well, we're a family, we want a family tent, you got to carry a family tent. You'd rather be able to take, if you got a family of 4, 2 of these, 2 people can fit in them if you need to, and they're way lighter, and you can divide that weight between 2 people. If you don't have that option and you've got a bigger, little heavier tent, you can always divide the poles and the stakes out, the rain fly, and so you distribute that weight among the people in your family. So that takes care of our shoes, clothing we're going to wear. Look, if it's summertime, I want some shorts, I want hiking pants. Winter, I wear heavy cotton. These are North Face. These are winters that I wear here. I've got couple of pair of these because they're more durable. They're, you know, I'm going to get muddy, I'm going to get wet, and I've got thicker, heavier material. I'm going to have more layers in the summertime. I'm going to have the light hiking pants that I would go to with those. So I think the final thing is packs. Come back and we'll give that a talk.